guys, welcome back to Tech Street Cars. Today we're back with another video on this Camaro. We were originally going to put a 6.0 in this car, but plans have changed. In the last video we ran that 6.0 on the engine run stand. But we took the motor apart, and while we were taking it apart, we found some corrosion in the cylinder walls on the 6.0. So tomorrow we're going to be going to look at another motor for this car. Since the last video though, we did get his intake in. But tomorrow we'll show y'all what motor we're going with on this car. It is a different motor. We are not going with the 6.0 anymore, I don't think, unless this motor falls through and we find another 6.0. But before then, I'm going to show y'all a couple of the other parts that came in for his car. Also, since the last video, we patched a little hole that was right here, welded it, and we welded up the little hole that was in his trunk. Where his old fuel lines came in for his fuel pump that they mounted in the trunk. This is one of the holes we welded up in his trunk. But since the last video, he also got a 3600 stall converter. We're going to be using the 4L60 that was in the car before. So the converter we got was a 4L60 3600 stall converter. But also, we got his heads. Cleaned up and resurfaced. Alright guys, we're about to head to Houston to go look at the motor. We'll get some videos of it when we get there, and I'll tell y'all what it is and why we decided to go with it. This is the motor. It's a aluminum 6.2. Looks like a pretty good block. We'll send it to our engine builder, David, and get him to go through it. All right. We got their motor loaded. So got these, that crank. We got the old pistons out of it. All right, we made it back to the shop. We dropped his motor off at a buddy of ours' house. He's gonna drop it off at the engine builder's shop whenever he gets ready for it. After that, he'll go ahead and get the motor built, and then we'll get on to putting it in this car. We ended up going with the other block that we bought the other day. It's a lot more of what the customer wanted. So, all right guys, we got the motor back at the shop. We're about to open it up, see what we got in here, check it out real quick. All right guys, got the outer layer of plastic off and open the box up. Now we just gotta get this layer of plastic off. All right. Seen earlier in the video, we went to go pick this motor up. Now we got it back at the shop. We're gonna go ahead and put the cam and everything in it and get it ready to put in their Camaro. All right, this is their cam right here. They decided to go with the 228, 232 Tech Speed Cam same cam that I got in the little Silverado truck. So we put the LQ9 in. Just the cam specs. Alright, we're about to get their motor turned top dead center. Get ready to put the cam in.
Pretty close right there. How many video you live in the cam?
Ridiculous.
We should definitely leave the cam. We should definitely leave the cam.
Yeah, it's putting some assembly lube on the cam. Alright, we got the cam retainer plate on.
Cam's in.
Cam's in the motor.
This one should be top dead center, so you can turn this motherfucker. Turn this one and line it up. That'll be pretty close right there.
Alright, we got them both top dead center. See the two marks lined up. Now we're going to put our timing chain on. Cam gear.
I'll order a timing chain damper here in a minute.
We got the timing chain damper on. Alright, got the lifter trays. And we got one left to do. We'll get it put in. Next, we're gonna put our Mellings 10295 high pressure, standard volume oil pump on.
So I've always done this the way that Melling shows on their video. You basically just tighten the oil pump bolts finger tight to where you can still move it a little by hand and rotate the engine over a couple of full revolutions and basically just bring it back up to top dead center on number one. But I've seen a lot of videos where people are posting up about using 2000s feeler gauges on the top and the bottom to set the pump clearance. So I did this one the way Melling showed first. Basically left the bolts finger tight with the pump to where you can still move it a little, rotate the engine over. And now, like as you can see, I got a 2000s feeler gauge in here and my bolts are already torqued. I just went in, pull it apart to double check it, make sure it is good. But you see the feeler gauge on the bottom. They're both 2000s feeler gauges. See. And the feeler gauge on the top right here. Go ahead and pull it out. Let's see. Let me get it in video here. It's 2000s. Pull this bottom one out. also a 2000. That's good. And that's just a double check.
Alright.
Y'all come in here like a stray dog wanting a bite of a hamburger.
I am actually hungry. What do you want for dinner?
I'm hungry too.
We need to go to HEB and we need to get supper dinner.
Might just go to that car show deal at Evans and get a pizza. We got their lifters. We got their lifters and the lifter trays. We're gonna go ahead and put them in, but first we gotta oil them up with this. To do that, you got these little holes right here. You're gonna put this up against that hole and pump the lifter up with oil, and you'll see oil start to come out here. Go ahead and do one.
Maddie, come here. Come here, you gotta help with the video.
You want me to video?
No, you gotta pump that.
Pump that, real easy, pump it.
Like
Pump
push
it.
all the way down?
Yep.
Hold on.
You gotta push it hard.
Pump it.
It's going.
Stop.
No, it's going. There
Pump
you go.
it.
Just hold it.
No,
Pump it.
you pump it. There you go.
Pump it. That's good.
All right. Then just put it in that lifter tray. And once we get 4 of them, we'll just set that lifter tray down in there. All right, we got all of the lifter trays in.
I'm gonna use this windage tray off the old motor. Obviously, I'm gonna clean it up some. Gotta figure out why some of these places where they cut it, why they cut it. All right, here's the new windage tray cut out to the old windage tray that was on the motor, the old motor with the old oil pan. That's where Holly says to cut them to fit their pan for clearance. All right, he's pushing the stock trunnion out of these rockers so that we can install BTR trunnions. What you're gonna have is a rocker like this. And we're gonna install some of these. Gonna go in the 6.2 for the 67 Camaro. That's the stock one pressed out.
And this is the socket we're using to press them into. So 15/16, and we got our tool right
This is
there.
the BTR trunnion tool. We're using a vise.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably good we're replacing these. Huh?
When y'all cleaned the shop out, you picked a drill up box like this, did you?
On here, it's got the trunnion in it.
I already press this bearing in. Put these washers on there. Open the vise up. I'm using a
It's a
5/8
socket. Just gonna push that in until that cap comes out.
Close it up. Press it in. You got it?
There you go.
Just press both bearings in.
Yep.
And then we'll put the C-clips on it. And it'll look like this.
There you go.
Press it in.
There you go.
We're gonna push this in. Push the plastic out of that one.
There you go.
And then use this side. Push the plastic out of that one. Grab the 2 washers. Okay, good. That's good. A little bit more. Just closing it up. Start pressing it in. Keep going. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Right there.
Right there.
Bearings pressed in.
Yep.
So on their old motor, the O-ring, try to add a picture or something in the video, but the old O-ring was pinched. And all you gotta do when you put the new O-ring in on the pickup tube is just be gentle with it, wiggle it in. You'll feel it slide in. it's not pinched. The new windows trays installed. It's cut out like Holly showed on their instructions. This is the old pickup tube from their old 5.3 that was in the Camaro. You can see the O-ring was pinched pretty bad. All right, oil pickup is installed. Little socket head cap screws, 106 inch-pounds torque. We can get ready to clean up the block rails and install the pan. All right, got done with checking the piston to valve clearance. We're fixing to go ahead and put the heads on now. This is the Play-Doh where I check piston to valve clearance. Plenty of piston to valve clearance, but they do have valve relief. So got all the head studs in, head gaskets are on. Fixing to go ahead and set the heads on. This is the head. Brand new valve job with stainless valves. These heads are 62cc chambers. All right, I'm on the last pass of torquing the head studs. It's going to be 70 foot-pounds. I've already done the 25 and the 50 foot-pound pass.
All right, we got that motor for the Camaro pretty much put together. We got his intake on it. That's the intake we're gonna be using in the throttle body. We're going with the Victor Jr. intake, like pretty much the setup I have on my truck. And then one of these AccuFab 4150 throttle bodies. Then they wanted their valve covers, this valley cover, they wanted them painted orange, and then they want to leave the block aluminum. Alright, we got their motor and their transmission sitting in their car. Headers are on.
Our steering box is on.
Got a steering box right there. In the next video, we're going to be doing everything else to get this car running. We'll probably do some stuff in between videos.
Still gotta redo all those fuel lines.
Yeah, we got to redo fuel lines.
Start wiring the fuel pumps. Putting in the accessories.
Yeah.
Hanging out the motor from my car shop.
We'll probably do some of the fuel lines and some of the wiring on this car. In between videos, and then come back and put their accessories on in the next video, and then try to get their car running in the next video. But it's his motor with his intake set up on it. Eventually we'll get a filter, or we'll get a filter to put on top of it, but for now this is what it looks like with just the intake. Alright, this is their transmission in the car. And then this is the Speed Engineering
Cross member.
transmission cross member. These are their headers.
All the oil pan.
And the Holly oil pan.
Might be able to look up in here and see the pump converter.
Yeah, I can see it over there, kind of. No, you can't see it very good, but here's our converter right here.
3600.
3600
FTI.
volt FTI converter.
Extra speed.
These are their energy suspension urethane bushings that we put on here.
TV.
Yeah, they're kind of hard to see over there. Right there.